this is another very specialty tool. It's a mandrel, and it's used for shaping collars. It's a very big tool, very heavy, probably 35 pounds. And it's the only way that I know of to get a really good shape into a specialized piece of neckwear or collar, much as this one here. You can see the arch in this collar, and that's how you get the arch in there, is by hammering it out on this neck mandrel and shaping it up. And this really reproduces the top of a lady's torso. It actually matches the average woman's size torso. It's all steel, and you sort of pound it out with a hammer, rawhide or rubber tip hammer. Just put your collar on here and just hammer it out. Your tool, leather or plastic, is not going to scratch the gold, but this tool is used by anyone that uses neckwear and hammers it out and works on collars and any kind of neck constructed piece. So it's a really neat tool for wire working. Let's go into another interesting tool, and this is a round bracelet mandrel. And I'll show you a very simple bracelet. This one is oval, and this one was actually done on an oval bracelet mandrel, which I'll show you in a minute. But if you want a rounder shape, or maybe for a bangle bracelet, you would use a round bracelet mandrel. Again, this is about 30 pounds, 35 pounds. It's all steel, and you shape up your bracelets or any other metalworking product on a tool such as this. Again, another real specialty tool. Okay, this is a stepped bracelet mandrel, and you can see it has step sizes, polished smooth. This is a tang that goes into your bench vise, and again, it has the oval rather than the round, and you can shape up your bracelets, starting them here, hammering them down, shaping them up with your rawhide hammer, and then bring them down to whatever shape that you want. But you always start up at the top, the larger curve, and bring them down and hold them steady here. If you have especially if you have a stone or anything in there, you want to take the pressure off the stone. So you hold it down and hammer it down with your leather tool. Now here is a ring mandrel. Already has a ring on it. It's a little cameo ring. The ring mandrel that we use in wire working is steel, hardened steel. It goes from size 1 all the way to size 15, which is a very large finger. The one that we prefer to use, as you can see, there's no grooves all the way around the mandrel. It's smooth, and even the numbers are lightly indented. What this does, it enables you to take a ring, work it with your leather hammer, and then also squeeze it up, and maybe you need to make it a half a size larger. By using this with no grooves, you can actually squeeze that mandrel into the ring and stretch this out. If it's grooved, you cannot do that. So always get a ring mandrel without the grooves, and if the numbers are in it, make sure they're very lightly impressed. So this is your ring mandrel, steel ring mandrel. Now this is also a ring mandrel, but it's a specialty tool, and it's for very big rings, very big rings. And you'll see mine is a size 16, so I almost went off the mandrel. So many times for a man that works with his hands all his life, you'll have to make very big rings for them because their hands are very big. Especially people that work with metal or welders will have very big hands. So another specialty tool used in the trade. These are some neat little mandrels. These are brass mandrels, and you can also get them in steel. I prefer the brass because the metal is softer. These are just used for forming metal, little O-rings, and I think you can get a whole set of them just for a few dollars. They're not real expensive, and you'll use these for a lot of shaping projects and the gold fill doesn't seem to scratch as easily on the brass as it does with the steel. Okay, this is another mandrel. This is a very large tool, and it's used to flatten metal, beat metal, shape metal on the flat or on the curve, either one. This one weighs about 20 pounds, but you can get them as small as 2 or 3 inches. This is rather big, and you can get them small as 2 or 3 inches, and they can be used also, depending on the size of your project. So there's all kinds of mandrels that you can use for the wire working trade.